The following is paid programming.
It's time to talk taxes.
New friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
It's Ask the Tax Lady with Esther Gulius and EG Tax on News Radio 930 WBEN. To reach Esther now, call 803-0930. Toll free at 1-800-616-9236. And cell calls are free at star 930. And now, live from the WBEN studios, it's Esther Gulius.
Hey everybody, this is the Tax Lady, and this is tax season. And so we're going to give you the latest lowdown, keep you abreast to make sure you don't overpay your taxes. Of course, everybody's wished you Happy New Year. I wish you Happy New Year, Happy Tax Season. And we are joined in studio with Tiffany Fabian. Hey, Tiff.
Hey there, Esther. Happy Saturday. Chris is out training our staff. And I trained for half of the day, and he was unable to break away, and I was, and it was a great day, and we're training everybody because it's coming. It's coming.
That's right. So actually, officially, the first day of electronic filing is what, the 27th of January?
Right.
But all of our offices open up on the 18th.
Next Saturday.
So if you have your W-2, we have the software, and we can get it in line, and you'll be, as soon as the IRS is open for business, and they usually let us send it a little early.
They do.
And we get acknowledgments right away. But I will tell you, they're going to hold up refundable credits until the end of February. And again, many times we tell people, if you got those big refunds coming and you need the money, all you have to do is change your W-4 at work, and when we see you, we will help you with that as well, because there's no sense in waiting for money that belongs to you. You can get it by just manipulating your your withholding form.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And so why wait for that big, huge refund? I mean, you have the power, and so take advantage of it.
Okay, so we want to tell everybody about our new office in Orchard Park, right?
Yes, yep. It's on North Buffalo Road. It's a great location, centrally located on North Buffalo, right in the heart of Orchard Park.
Yep. And then we also moved our Grand Island office.
Yes.
And our Transit Road office in Williamsville. So if you went to the Transit bowling plaza there, we've moved to Main and Transit by the Mercedes dealer, right?
By the Audi, Mercedes. Yep, that's right.
So
and it's so much bigger. There's even a little cozy fireplace in there. So in case the weather doesn't feel like 60 degrees
I want to tell you
outside.
something. Can you believe? I know we're going to pay for this weather.
Oh my!
It's like,
gosh.
and then you think about that lake, and the lake is open, and I'm so afraid.
And when the cold wind blows across
I'm so
it.
afraid.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
but let's tell everybody about what they did 5 days before Christmas.
They
Right?
made some retroactive
a
changes.
gigantic tax law changed. It's called the Secure Act, and it really affects seniors. So you seniors listening, this is for you. First of all, you remember everybody's gotten so tuned in. Age 70 and a half, you have to start taking your required minimum distribution from your IRAs and your pensions, right?
Correct.
What happened?
Well, now it's 72.
Right. So starting in 2020, you don't have to start taking your required minimum distributions until you're age 72.
I was
So if you were going to rush to the bank on Monday and say, I'm turning 70 and a half, you can wait. You put the brakes on, 72.
I was in Georgia over the holidays, and my stepmom, I was with her, and she's about to turn 70, and so we were talking about her RMD, and I says, no, you can wait till you're 72 now. And she said, how come that's not in the media? How come I haven't heard about that yet?
It's true. I have to tell you, we contacted lots of media, and nobody really was interested.
Yeah, she was
But we're
very
letting
surprised.
our people know, ask the tax lady, starting in 2020, age 72, to take your RMD.
And that's huge.
And here's the other thing that I think is so cool. If you're a working senior and you're over the age of 70 and a half, you couldn't put any money into your IRA. Not true anymore. You can now contribute to your IRA as long as you have wages, regardless of your age.
That is so Awesome. I don't know why it took so long to make that the law of the land, but
I think it's because they, I mean, people are living longer.
Yeah.
And people are working longer. I mean, some people can't afford to retire.
Right.
And so they're giving you the opportunity to put money into your IRA if you're working, regardless of your age. And you can do a spousal IRA for your spouse as well. So think about it. You can put like $14,000 away into your pension plan between you and your spouse if those are the wages, and you don't have to pay any income tax. I mean, that is remarkable. And you don't, and for many people, they don't have to do their RMD until they're 72.
So you mean to tell me my mother-in-law, who is 85 maybe, she is still working. She can put money into her IRA.
That's exactly right.
That's cool.
That's very cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, the other good thing that happened, I mean, the Secure Act, 4 days before Christmas. That's why the IRS can't open up till the 27th. They have to redo their software. The medical floor that was 10% has been reduced to 7.5% as it was the year before. So that's another good change. And another good change is we know that children that are claimed as dependents on their parents' return who have passive income, interest, dividends, unemployment, were being taxed at the fiduciary rate, which is a much higher rate. They put it back to the way it was originally, and now it's going to be at the parents' rate. So those of you that had kids that were paying a ton of taxes last year are happy to know that that isn't the case. And even though the required minimum distribution is now at age 72, those of you doing charitable rollovers from taking your RMDs out and rolling it over to charity up to 100,000, that can still be done at age 70 and a half. So, I mean, those are some of the things that are affecting seniors, which I think are remarkable.
Yeah. You didn't see this coming, did you?
Well, it was out there, but at Congress, everybody's fighting so much, you really don't expect anything to happen.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. And why don't we go to Paul, who's been waiting. Hey, Paul.
Hello, Esther.
How can we help you, sir?
2 questions. One about medical bills and the other about gambling winnings.
Yeah.
This past year, we ran up some medical bills.
Okay.
But haven't gotten the bill yet. So my question with that is, but when I do get the bill, say the end of this month, and pay it, can I use that as a deduction?
Okay, so it's deductible in the year that it's paid.
All
So
right.
it'll be deductible in 2020.
Okay, so it goes on next year's return.
Right, so make sure you're
For 20.
planning, and again, that 7.5% will still be in effect. So if you're an itemizing taxpayer, load up as much as you can for your medical. And even if you can't itemize on the federal, you may be able to itemize on the state because the threshold is much lower on the state of New York. So that's another good thing.
All right, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Now for the gambling winnings, I got lucky and won a jackpot at the casino.
Hey, that's great.
Hey, okay, but now I have to claim that as income because
You do.
they report it,
Right.
and that's fine. But I understand that I get to claim my losses.
Up to your income as an itemized deduction.
And then you can also count your travel and hotel and lodging for gamble experiences
income.
too.
Right.
Okay.
So how much did you win, Paul?
Because my wife and I, we filed jointly, but the winning was mine.
How much did you win?
Losses on the return also.
How much did you win?
$1,800.
All right, $1,800. So are you an itemizing taxpayer?
I do the calculation to see which comes out better all the time.
Okay, so if, depending upon your age, if your itemized deductions don't exceed 24, let's see, this year it's going to be 24.8, then that $1,800 is not going to be deductible at all.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. But I do get to count my losses and my wife's losses?
Oh, no, not if you can't itemize.
Well, assuming we can itemize.
If you can itemize, then you can take gambling losses up to $1,800.
Thank
Both-
you very much.
Both
Okay,
yours and hers.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year. Thanks for calling. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. And let's sneak Tony in before the break. Hey,
Before the
Tony.
break, okay.
Tony.
Hi, Esther. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
Hey, I got two questions. One, my son graduated in May from college.
Okay.
Oh, he had two jobs this year. He worked in New York State, and then he also worked in the state of Virginia.
Uh-huh.
How does he do his taxes?
Uh-huh.
He has to do 2 years, part-year resident.
Well, did he move to Virginia?
No.
All right, so he's still a New York State resident.
No.
His intention his intention is to live in New York State. Is that correct?
Yes.
So then he's going to do a non-resident Virginia return, and he's going to do a resident New York State return. He will get a credit for the taxes that he paid to Virginia by doing a New York 112R, which will give him credit for the taxes paid to Virginia on his New York State return.
Okay, so he would, obviously, you would have to file federal, then you file your Virginia ones.
He's going to file
Oh,
federal,
New York.
Virginia, New York.
And don't forget
And
the
he's going to be a
112R.
resident New York, non-resident Virginia.
Yeah.
He's going to do he's going to do a credit on New York State for taxes paid to a foreign state, and so that's it. Federal, state, and Virginia.
Okay, and that 112R, that's a New York State form?
That's the New York State form.
It's okay, so you find that under New York State stuff. Okay. And my second question is, if this year now, if he decides to do something similar, or he decides to move out there, how does that affect me as far as keeping, or what are the qualifications for me to keep him as a defense?
Well, I mean, pretty
Dependent.
much. If he graduated when, in May?
Yes, yeah.
So the question is, I mean, technically, he's under the age of 24?
Yes.
So technically, you can still claim him, provided you did not give more than 51%. Provided you gave him more than 51% of his total support. So the question is, how much did your son make this year once he started working?
Oh, it's a good question. I don't know.
Give me a guesstimate.
Well, I'm guessing probably. I'm guessing he's got to be close to 20,000.
All right. So in order for you to claim him, you'd have to prove in the event of an audit that you gave him an additional over $20,000 more than his wages towards his total support. So his total support then would have been over $40,000. Now that is, I mean, I know you live in Orchard Park, but even in Orchard Park, that's a tough thing to prove. So if you want to give us a jingle, or we'll be very happy
But
to discuss this with you.
You definitely probably won't be claiming him for 2020 unless he goes back to college. You can claim
Right.
kids up to the age of 24 as long as they're in school full time
But
for at least
in
half of the
19
year.
we're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, I know. But his question was about 2020.
Oh, about 2020. 2020, you can't claim him if he's not in college.
You know.
Tiffany's right.
Oh.
Okay?
So you think for this past year, 2019, I should just leave him be as a?
I don't think, I mean, unless you could prove that you
gotta
his
run the
total
numbers.
support was over 40,000, you are between a rock and a hard place, and you're going to lose.
All right, so I'll have to ponder that and see what's okay. Or,
All right?
But whoever claims them, make sure they take the college credit if there is one on the table.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Sounds.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on your cell phone. You can text us at 3930. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back on the other side. Hey, when you hear our commercial and we say, come join our family, that's because we think of you as family, and not the bad family, not the kind of family you go, oh, I hate that family. This is the family that loves you.
Esther,
And, yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I did a speech on Tuesday, and I did it with Tim Eliason. And afterwards, the hostess sent me the most lovely email. She goes, when you guys were doing the speech, I could tell you had a heart for taxes. You had this huge heart, and there was no larger compliment. And so it just
That's
sort of
true.
bodes in what you're saying.
You know, it's so hard dealing with society. I just bought a new microwave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the microwave guy, I told him it didn't work. So the microwave guy came out while I was popping popcorn in the microwave, and he says, well, it does work. And I said, yeah, but I have to hold the door in order for it to work. And I said, I just can't picture that that's how they meant it when they made the microwave, that you're supposed to, this works if you push the door in. And so it's just difficult to get customer service. And that's something we care. Are we perfect? We're not perfect, but we sure do care. And if we mess up, we are going to crawl through the wall to fix it if we can. And if you have a problem, you can call EG Tax. You'd be surprised. As a matter of fact, somebody called me the other day who's not our client, and he had sold a business in Western New York, and he said next week's closing and everything. And I told him about a tax-free exchange, and I'm pretty sure I saved him $200,000. And there was no charge, right?
Right.
So anyway, let's go back. I'm Esther Gilius, the tax lady, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. You can text us at 3930. Okay, we were talking about how seniors don't have to do the RMDs till they're 72, that they can put money into their IRA regardless of their age if they're still working forever and ever, including a spousal IRA. That's remarkable, right? Here's some other things for making people happy. There's now a $5,000 deduction not deduction. It's you can take up to $5,000 distribution from your pension plan if you just had a baby or you adopted a baby without a penalty.
That's right.
And so you have a baby and things are a little tight, and you got to start off with the daycare, and you say, gee, we got no money, but we can borrow some money, or we can take some money out of our 401k plan. There will be no penalty for that.
That is so cool.
So that's
so
a
it's
big
not
thing.
only a tax change for the seniors, it's also for young families in that regard.
That's exactly right. And then here's another one. You think 2018 is done? Not really, because when they passed the Secure Act, they made stuff retroactive. So if you were a non-itemizer last year because maybe you didn't have enough interest that you paid on your mortgage because they no longer let you take the MIP, guess what's deductible again? Your mortgage insurance premium.
Wow.
Retroactive in 2018.
That is so confusing.
So that's on the board. Also, if you were having a mortgage discharge due to bankruptcy and or not bankruptcy, actually, just a mortgage discharge, that was going to end up being subject to taxable income. That's now back, not deductible. The other thing is that's deductible against back to 2018 is the tuition and fees deduction. That had gone away. So if you had maxed out on the lifetime learning and you had some extra money hanging out there for kids going to college, last year you couldn't take it, you now can take it. Now,
so what I'm telling all my clients is make sure they bring, or if they're new clients, a copy of their 18 return so that I can review it.
Right, and think about this. We're talking about the MIP. We're talking about tuition and fees. If you weren't able to take it, it's now back on the drawing board, and we can get you your money back plus interest. The other thing is here's another really interesting thing. You can take money out of your
pension,
your 529
yep.
plan, and pay for student loan interest or principal, and it's not taxable.
What a great tool in your toolbox.
So here you are, you got $100,000 in student loan debt, and you got a 529 plan. You can now take money out of your 529 plan and pay off your student loan debt with that money. And it's tax-free.
Because
Hello?
I know so many families that are just submerged in student loan debt, and so what a great thing. You might want to even put money into a 529.
A 529, so you can take it out tax-free.
Yep, and use it to pay your student loans.
All right, let's go back to the phones, and we're going to go to Madonna. Hey, Madonna, this is Esther Gilius. How can we help you?
Hi, I just would like you to clarify just a bit. Was listening at the beginning of the show when you said that it would be 72 to take out the required minimum distribution. Right. So my question is, first of all, is that effective January 1st of 2020?
2020, moving forward.
And does that affect those of us who, for other reasons that I'm not 70, but with a decedent IRA, for example, does that affect people who already are making or taking that required minimum?
No, this is strictly the required minimum distribution because you reached that golden age of 70 and a half. It's now been moved to 72.
But there is a new law for new recipients of
which
decedents.
we're going to get to. If you're on a stretch IRA, nothing has changed if you're the inheritor of an IRA from a decedent spouse. That hasn't changed.
Or how about a parent?
That has changed. But it would be in a new distribution, not an old one.
So you're okay.
You're okay.
I'm okay for now. Okay.
Right.
And then I had another question too. I have my own IRA that I contribute, my own personal earnings because I'm a single person.
Sure.
Can I this year, if I chose to, can I put some money in like in January and then some more in April, as long as I get to all of it that I want to by April 15th? Can I make it in more than one payment?
Oh, sure. Sure.
Yeah.
You cannot roll over an IRA directly, non-directly, in other words, trustee to trustee, more than once a year. That's a rollover. But contributing to it is not a problem. You can contribute all year long.
As long as you're working and have wages.
As long as you're working.
So if a person worked in 2019, then that person could contribute as up to the amount that they earned.
Right, up till April the 15th.
And then if I chose to, for example, do half of it.
I'm going to have to take a break. I got a break for the news. You want to hang on and I'll talk to you on the other side?
She might have.
I think she hung up. Well, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on your cell phone. We're breaking for news. We'll see you on the other side. Hey, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, and to us, you are family. You can talk to Big Mama here. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. You can text us at 3930. I know we have people holding here, but I want to go through this before I get to other happy things. Small business gets a tax credit for establishing a retirement plan. Employees can now access employers' 401k plan if they work at least 500 years in 3 consecutive years. Because what you can see, they're trying to expand this so that more people are eligible for pension plans. Because if you don't plan on dying, you better plan on getting a pension. I will tell you that's for sure. All right, other provisions. The stretch IRA, when you inherited an IRA, you had up to, you could have taken it all, you could have taken it over 5 years, or you could have annuitized it. They've now changed that. Actually, it's quite a thing to go through if you're under the age of 21. But if you are an adult, you can now only take a stretch IRA, a new IRAs that people are inheriting starting in 2020 in over a 10-year period, unless you are the spouse beneficiary. And then you can do it per normal, just be a rollover. So now it's 10 years rather than annuitizing it. Let's see, casualty losses. Again, if you are in a federally declared disaster area, which I think Southtowns was this year, isn't that correct, Tiff?
Yep, that's right. It was declared a nationally declared disaster area.
So there's not a 10% floor.
There is no 10% floor, which is
really nice. So
really
those are
nice.
kind of the highlights of what just happened 4 days before Christmas. So there's a lot more I will tell you. But we're going to go to the phones, and we're going to go to Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Oh, boy, I messed up.
You messed up.
There's Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What can we help you with, dear?
Well, I'm calling because we placed my mom's house in trust right at the end of the year, and I didn't think to look into what the tax implications might be for that.
All right, so let's talk about it. You put it in trust for who? Is it a life estate?
I'm sorry, is it a what?
A life estate?
I don't know. I just know that we put it in trust, so I'm not.
In what way? Who's the trustees? Who owns? How is it done? What kind of trust?
Well,
Well, first of all, let's not guess. What I'd suggest you do, Monday, call the attorney and ask them what kind of trust, why did you put it in trust?
Basically to protect it as an asset.
Okay,
You know,
so usually what is done is it's put into a life estate, which would mean that your parent over a period of time relinquishes ownership, and over a period of time you gain more of it, and upon their death you would then get a stepped up basis, and it's good for you and good for them. So I'm assuming your attorney did that. When you talk to your attorney on Monday, see if a life estate wasn't done.
And if you did that, that's a really good thing and a smart thing, so you get a stepped up basis.
Right. So,
And it
but
protects
you know,
the
what was
asset.
done can still be undone because mom is still alive, correct?
Yes.
So, I mean, what was done can be undone. Find out from your attorney. Give us a jingle on Monday. Our phone number is 632-7886 at the office, 632-7886, or you can go to our website at egtax.com, ask the tax lady, and we can talk there. But until we really know what we're talking about, you know,
But if
I
it
don't
was
know what kind of a trust.
if it was an elder care attorney, I have to believe that they
They
knew
would have known.
that they
Right. I
knew to
bet you
put
they
it.
put it. It's probably a life estate. That's what I
Yeah,
would assume.
she had some monies as well. My dad had, because of his illness, they had received some settlement money, so that was in, you know, some of that is in trust, and then we decided to put the house in trust as well. Mm-hmm. But
Okay, but again, find out from your attorney what was done, and then give us a jingle, and we'll be very happy to talk to your attorney as well, because I'm sure they know what they did. And you know, it's like for anybody listening, you want to make sure that you understand what the attorney's doing, so that you're well versed. And so upon that day when the asset changes hands because of their death, that you would know what to do with the asset and why it was done that
now
way.
is a good time to ask a question because, like
Right,
Esther
his mom is
said,
still alive.
Yep, good time.
Okay?
all right, thanks so much for your help.
Thank you, dear. Bye-bye. I don't mean to skirt the issue, but, you know, I don't want to guess at something either.
Right.
Okay, let's go to, is it Karen or George?
It's Karen.
Hey, Karen, how can we help you?
Hi, thank you. Here's the scenario. You're an elderly couple living on SSD, $24,000, and one of them gets a part-time job. They are allowed to make up to $30,000, and after that, the government takes out $1 for every $3 that they make.
No, I
How
think
old
they're
are
at
they?
full
How old are
retirement.
they?
68 and 60.
Okay, so the SSD, all right, is Social Security disability.
Oh, not the SSD.
And,
SSD.
all right, and the requirement to reach normal retirement age is when the federal government would have an income cap. But once they're past the age of 66, there's no income cap, so they have no problem from that perspective.
What about if they're on SSI? Is it the same?
Well, SSI is because they're poor. Okay, so there's different requirements. But the paying back is because they made too much money before normal retirement. So that isn't the situation there. SSI usually will not pay you if you have substantial income, but since they're at normal retirement age anyway, it sounds like everything is copacetic. What I'd suggest you do is call Social Security and find out. They'll tell you what you're talking about, but you don't have to worry about the income thing.
Yeah,
okay,
I
because
think-
they're over the age
yeah.
of 66.
They can
okay?
make as much as they want, Karen,
But
which
the
is really good.
SSI, based upon income, that would be something that they may say that you're not allowed to make X amount of dollars.
Right.
But since they're past normal retirement age, I can't even think that would be a problem because they qualify for Social Security anyway.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I'm Esther
Good
Gullius, the
question.
tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. Yeah, Tiff, what do you want to say?
Oh, I just said that was a really good question. There are 2 text messages.
Yeah, but let's go revisit this. Up till normal retirement age, and you're taking Social Security, they only allow you to make around $17,000 before you have to start paying back if you're
Per
working.
person,
okay? So, I mean, if you have rental property, if you have interest in dividends, it has nothing to do with it. This is for wages. Once you hit that normal retirement age, you don't
The
have to
sky
worry about
is
that.
the
You
limit.
can make whatever you want, and you don't have to pay back Social Security.
Right.
Okay, let's
Very
go to a
good.
text.
Esther, can you please explain the new W-4 form? Married with one 21-year-old dependent who we make about 120 to 130 per year. I was just looking at the new W-4 form. The new W-4 actually has single, married, and head of household. So this couple would be married. And they would probably, with that income and one dependent, I'd want to know if the dependent was in college, but I'm thinking like married one is what I'm thinking. What do you?
Well, but the thing is, I think the first thing you have to ask yourself is, do we want all of as much take-home pay as possible so that we're very tight at the end of the year and maybe we have a small refund or a small balance due? If that's the case, then if you're entitled to take 3 allowances, then what you would do is you would get a larger take-home pay and a smaller refund, or maybe a smaller balance due. So to hedge your bet, depending upon what your preference is, even though you might be entitled to 3 or 4, depending upon whether you'd have credits, and if you got a 21-year-old, and it sounds like they probably should be in college, you'd have some credits. So if you're hedging your bet, if you say, well, even though I'm entitled to 3 or 4 allowances, I think I'm going to go with 2 because I want to be safe than sorry. That's what you'd have to look at. But if you want, you can call us on Monday. We'll be very happy to walk through that with you to help you. But again, it comes down to personal preference. If you like to be tight and you don't really want them to have your money, which I think is the better situation, then you should claim all the allowances as possible. You get the money up front and you get your refund as you earn it. Right? Tiffany.
Oh, that's right.
Wake up.
I know. You know what? I was having a piece of candy cane. And
I could hear you have a piece of candy.
Uh-huh.
All right. And then what else we got from a text?
We have Esther. I am 75 in the year 2020. If I gift each of my kids the maximum, how does this affect the 5-year look back?
Well, I mean, if the 5-year look back looks back at the money that you gave away. So that money can be at risk. They'll ask you why. If you're the 5-year look back is when you say to the state of New York, gee, I'd really prefer to go on Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like you to pay for my nursing home. And they say, well, gee whiz, did you have money in the last 5 years? And you said, yeah, I gave it all away to my kids. Well, they're going to say, well, we're not going to give you Medicaid. I mean, that is in essence what the look back is all about.
Right.
So yes, if you're giving away your money and you expect to go on Medicaid, it's not going to work. They're going to make you private pay while they investigate why you gave away your money.
The 5-year look back is the 5-year look back. They have, once you gift the money, they have 5 years from that
To
date.
look back, right? And that's because they don't want to pay $14,000 or $12,000 to the nursing home because you gave away your money.
Right. Yep. That's put in place for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We have George.
We do.
Hey, George. How can we help you, sir?
Hello, Esther.
How are you, sir?
Oh, good. Good, thank you. Esther, I did my first RMD January 2nd.
Uh-huh. And how old are you, George?
Can I reverse that?
Well, actually, you do have 60 days to put the money back in.
Okay. Can I put all or part of that money back in?
Well, you can do whatever you want. Whatever you take out is going to be taxable. Remember, this is a required minimum distribution. So,
right.
If in 2020, if that was the year you were going to be 70 and a half and you started to withdraw it to meet your required minimum distribution, they're saying, well, you don't need to do it. So if you didn't need all that money, you can put it back, and
No.
so only the portion that you actually leave out is going to be taxable. But remember, it's not a requirement. It would be just because it's a preference.
Yeah, and some people, they have room, and so you might have room tax-free, and so you might want to be taking out the money, George?
Do you have a tax liability, George, every year?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a tax liability? Do you have to file a tax return every year?
Oh, we do, and up until this year, we've been pretty good with actually getting a refund.
Okay, so you have to file anyway. So again, this would be a preference since you don't have to take it out because in year 2020 you're not 72. You can put back what you'd like, and only what you took out was going to be taxable
Within 60 days.
Okay, very
Okay.
good. I thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
News.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I almost had a heart attack when I saw that they moved that to 72.
I know.
But with people are, sometimes I look at people that are 70 and I think, look at all the politicians running.
Mm-hmm.
President Trump is an old guy. Bernie
Pelosi,
Sanders is
Bernie
really
Sanders,
old.
right.
Hillary Clinton is old.
Yep.
Warren is old. Everybody's over 70.
Yep.
Right?
That's
So they must have said, gee, the president's still working. Why don't we change the law?
It seems logical.
Okay. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. You can text us at 3930. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back on the other side. Hey, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. This is tax season 2020, and we want to help you. By the way, this is our 30th anniversary.
Wow.
Yep.
That's just remarkable.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
really
And you
thankful.
got an
They're the
award
most
this year
wonderful
from your
clients.
team, and
Yep.
you just
They-
about
that really
cried, or you
surprised
did
me.
cry.
I did cry.
Yeah.
I did cry.
It was a good
Anyway,
event.
It's wonderful. And I will tell you, we have 32 area offices to serve you. We also have offices in Florida and in Arizona.
AZ.
So for those of you little snowbirds that are going to go south, we can help you down there too. Okay, let's go back to the phones. And we have Kevin. Hey, Kev, how can we help you, sir? Hello, Kevin.
Yeah, ladies. Happy New Year to you.
Happy
can we
New
help you,
Year.
Happy New Year to you.
I heard different, categories of folks getting breaks here. For this, what about those who are paying student loans through the nose? Anything on that?
Student loans?
Yep, that's the
All right,
529s.
Okay, so you can now pay off your student loan with a 529 plan, and the distribution out of your 529 to pay off a student loan is not going to be taxable.
So that's about the only thing
I mean,
that they did.
That's a big deal. To me, it's a big deal.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, they don't want to touch certain things to do that too, But like you're not getting any tax credits other than that for.
No, I mean
$2,500.
$2,500.
Oh.
You can $2,500 is still an adjustment, right?
Okay, good.
An
The
above the line
interest.
adjustment. So that's still in there. But moreover, if you have money in your 529, you can take up to $10,000 to pay off your student loans.
Yeah. And don't
Then that's
forget
pretty
to use tools in your toolbox. If you have a house, you might want to get a home equity to pay off your student loans, or take advantage if
to
you
get
work
rid
for
of
a,
those student loans is a good thing.
Right.
or if you work
The other
for a
thing is lot of people,
non-for-profit.
and Kevin, a lot of people aren't aware of the fact that if something catastrophic happened to you physically, so you're unable to work, they do forgive the student loans.
Right. Okay.
So for those people that have had a catastrophic situation and they just can't work anymore physically, and they have student loans, I have seen several situations where they forgave the student loan completely.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Hey, Kevin, thank you for calling.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Okay, let's go to Joe. Hey, Joe, how can we help you, sir?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Esther.
Hey, Joe.
I can't hear you too well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you hear me now?
It's better. It's a little bit better.
All right, what can we help you with?
A few questions. The first one is, I talked to my financial advisor, and I asked him about that Secure Act and the RMD. I was told that because I already did it, I have to continue to do it.
Well, how old are you?
Right now, I am 70.
Okay, so
I
starting in 2020, you don't have to take it out till you're 72.
He's telling me I can't do that.
Well,
because
I beg to differ with them. So, but you have to understand, the law was just changed about 8 days ago. So we're reading based upon what we know. But I have to tell you, every year stands on its own. So it's not like, oh, you started taking it, you have to take it forever. It doesn't work like that. It may be, and I'm not saying that this is true, but it may be your investment advisor doesn't want to have to deal with the paperwork to put it back in.
Could be.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and now I'm not saying that that's true, but sometimes we can all get a little lazy sometimes. But I think that you can roll it back in, because you have 60 days.
I really don't care about what I already took. I'm talking about going forward.
Well, you don't. I have to tell you, I would give you my oldest grandchild if I'm wrong, but I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
I don't want a kid.
You don't want a kid?
Oh my God.
Enough. I got enough.
I got enough kids.
Okay. I think I'm right. Why don't you email me through my website, egtax.com, ask the tax lady,
and it's
I will
hard.
do the research, but I have to
It's
tell
new
you this,
law,
it
so
doesn't
it's
even
hard.
doesn't even make any sense what he's saying.
Well, supposedly he got this from, they had a CPA come in and talk to them about this particular thing to keep the...
Okay, but you see, I'll tell you why it doesn't make any sense. Because if you were doing your RMD, let's say you were age 70 and a half, and last year you took out your money, all right? So this year, you'd be 71. If you didn't take it out, nobody knows.
Right.
I mean, it's not like because you started, you have to do it forever and ever. Each year stands on its own. If you didn't take the distribution and they didn't take the change the law, that person who should have taken it out in 71 would have had a penalty, because it's not like it goes on forever. Nobody starts the engine and doesn't turn it off. Each year it's up to you to take the money out. So I don't agree at all.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Second question.
But we'll talk. You sure you don't want my oldest grandchild?
Okay. Do you mean Brandon or Becca?
Oh,
Chris texted that.
I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 cell phone. Other things we want to talk about is this year, if you got a divorce in 2019, and
Chris texted 70 and a half as of January 1st is 72. I don't know. That's probably pertinent to what that texter said, but
okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you got a divorce in 2019 and you're paying alimony, the alimony is no longer deductible to the payer and no longer taxable to the payee, except on New York State, where it is still deductible to the payer and taxable to the payee.
Wow,
Okay,
that's
so everybody
confusing,
has
but
to
true.
understand that there's a decoupling between the federal and the state. So on the federal, it's not taxable and not deductible if it's a 2019 divorce where you're paying alimony. On the state, it's taxable and deductible if you're paying alimony on a 2019 divorce. So that's something you want to make sure that you're clear about. The other thing is, if you're somebody that didn't have health insurance, there is no penalties anymore.
That's right,
But-
which is so nice. But still, if you get it through the marketplace, you're going to still have to do a reconciliation on the Form 8962.
That's right. So let's say that you were getting health insurance, but you were getting a big...
Your favorite son-in-law is on line 1.
and you were getting a big subsidy, okay, then that subsidy has to be reconciled on the tax return. And the other thing is, this year there's a Form 1040 senior, so it's a bigger print. They must think that all seniors can't see, because it's a bigger print 1040 form and it looks more simple. Then, of course, there's an increase in IRAs, standard deductions, and mileage. And if you're a small business owner, you want to make sure that you do the pass-through deduction if you have a business. And there are elections you have to make. If you're a C corporation and you're not, and you're in the lower end as far as income goes on your C corporation, I would suggest you make an election to move to an S corporation. Otherwise, you're going to pay taxes at 21%. Depreciation is more liberal. Luxury vehicles have been are much more deductible this year. And the tax forms have changed again. The earned income credit is being held up, refunds on that till the end of February, and a whole bunch more, which we will tell you about as we move forward from EG Tax. And you can go to our website at egtax.com for more information. All right, Tiff, what did you need?
Chris is on one. Did you want to say hi to him?
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Hello, Esther.
Hello, Christopher.
We've got 4 callers, Chris. Be quick.
Okay, I just wanted to say if you turn 70 and a half of 2020 or after, that's when the 72 starts in. If you were 70 and a half before on December 31st or before, that you still go by the normal rules. So it goes by when you're 70 and a half for your distribution.
Okay, so give us an example.
So if you were born July 2nd, you don't have to take out your minimum distribution till you are 72. If you were born on June 28th,
then you have to do it
for 70 and a half.
Okay, thank you for the
Clarification.
clarification.
You're welcome.
Okay.
See you soon.
Okay, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. You can go to our website and see a lot of these tax changes written down for you. And again, if you have any tax questions, you can go to our website
sneak in, Elaine?
and ask a tax question. Yeah, let's see if we can get a quick one in.
Hey, Elaine.
Yes, thank you. At 70 and a half, can you take your minimum distribution from your IRAs from just one bank? Does it have to be all the banks?
Well, no, you can take it from one bank.
Oh, yeah, because...
Which makes the most sense. And usually I would take it from the worst performing investment.
Okay, but it could be, it would be all right for just...
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
As long as it's IRA to IRA.
Yes.
I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. All of our offices are open starting January the 18th. You can go to our website at egtax.com. If you have any questions, you can give us a call at 632-7886. Until next week, I'm Esther Golias with Tiffany Fabian, Christopher Fabian. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.